Greetings everybody and welcome to Madrid Ball. I hope you all are doing good. Today in this video, we will be discussing all about the historic day of football where Argentine drought came to an end. And on the other hand, Italy took the trophy to Rome, but what an incredible story we have behind the triumph of both the sides. When you carefully have a look at both the teams, both had very similar qualities, a similar journey, and we will be discussing that in the next few minutes. So without further ado, let's get started. Firstly, coming to Italy, you can't really be unhappy about this team winning unless you're an English fan, because to simply put it, they were the best team in this tournament. From missing the World Cup qualification in 2018 to building a team which beat top-class sides on the road to the final, it truly was a journey of heart, determination, and most importantly, taking small strides in the right direction. Who would have thought that the side who was at the lowest in football history in 2018 would go on to win the Euros in 3 years' time? It could not have been predicted. Probably people would have laughed at the thought of it back in 2018, but Roberto Mancini, he's a national treasure. Give this man a medal. Since 2018, his side has been on an unbeaten streak of 33 games. They are close to an all-time record of 35 unbeaten games held by Spain and Brazil. But that is not important. What matters is that the Italians turned up big time against a team which had the backing of the crowd, against a team which had the early advantage, but Italy still managed to come out as the victors, and that takes some doing. It spoke a lot about the tactical acumen of Roberto Mancini and the character of the players, and when Italy conceded, things could have so easily gone wrong from that point. It was a fiery start by England. The English couldn't believe that they scored so early. The Italians couldn't believe that the team which was well renowned for their defense would be conceding within 5 minutes, and to say the truth, the Italians were looking shaky in the early exchanges. Harry Kane was again the focal point for England. He was combining well with the two wingbacks, Trippier and Luke Shaw, and when the three combined, England had the noses in front, and I think Italy were particularly getting caught on the left side. Emerson was going forward, but this also gave more room for Trippier to make those forward-looking runs, but soon Mancini spotted that. With a few tactical tweaks, he restored the balance in defense, and the Italians really needed the midfielders to get their act together. With the abundance of technical quality at the disposal, surely they had enough to tackle the high energy, high press of England, and thankfully for the Italians, the three in the middle soon turned the tide. They got in their stride, they took control of proceedings, they took the sting out of the game, and soon enough they completely put England on the back foot. I distinctly remember around the 78th minute mark, Italy had almost 72% of the possession, and England, I think we can accuse them of being a bit too defensive with their tactics. And yes, Italy were doing great, but it also looked like after getting the first goal, England was more focused on protecting what they had rather than building on it, and that mentality held them back. They had the pressure to deliver. First of all, they were in an unfamiliar situation, reaching the final after 55 years. They had a relatively easier path to the final. Thousands in the stadium looking at them. Fans from different generations all had the desire of tasting international glory, and maybe England thought they could nick one, and just like the Argentines, they would also hang on to that one goal. But this Italian side, it's such a well-oiled and well-drilled side, and they had the confidence of winning against big sides. Against Belgium, they were dominant. Against Spain, they had to suffer to be the victors. So definitely they knew how to handle things when the tide was against them, and you can't help but praise the iconic centre-back duo of Bonucci and Chiellini. It's just like they were born to play together. Bonucci got the equalizer. Chiellini, the way he was handling the speed of Raheem Sterling, I was truly impressed by that yesterday. Because you think about it, Raheem Sterling is one of the quickest players in the world, and Chiellini, who is 36, time had certainly handed Sterling the advantage. But Bonucci and Chiellini, they're an iconic duo, and when a young defender wants to learn the art of defending, they can easily look at these two and say, yes, my dream is to reach the level that these two have set. They have mastered the art of defending, and they deserve nothing but praise. But anyways, coming to the match, the things got a bit cagey in extra time. None wanted to concede, coming so close to glory, and eventually we had the penalties, which again had its thrills and spills. Malotti missed his penalty, and Harry Maguire, converting from the spot, surely gave the English positive signs. But Donnarumma, this man, this giant, is on course to have a great career ahead. He's so young and already so accomplished, and yesterday by making those saves against Sancho and Saka, he just enhanced his stature in the eyes of the football world. We already saw him as a player with enormous potential even before the tournament began, but in this tournament, he has shown what a reliable keeper he can be, and it's a dream for defenses to have such kind of assurance behind them. The defenders know if they mess up somehow, they have Donnarumma, and that Italian defense as a unit deserves a salute. The other man who I was impressed by was Federico Chiesa, and he had an excellent tournament. And tell you what, all the big clubs are looking at this man right now, and why not? He was the man leading the attack for Italy. He is a ball of energy, he's so direct with his runs, always looking to take on defenders, have a go at goal, and any team would like to have such kind of a player. He has the pace, he was giving nightmares to the English defense, and of course there is room for improvement, but this is another player who has increased his stock in the Euros. So that was how the Italians conquered Europe, and now let's talk about Argentina. And earlier I did say that they had a somewhat similar story to Italy, and I would be explaining that in the following minutes. But if you go back in time, 3 years ago to be specific, in 2018, Argentina were also a team which was struggling to qualify for the World Cup, and many may not remember, but Argentina needed a hat-trick from Messi in the final match of the qualifiers against Ecuador, and had Argentina not managed to get the result on the night, it would have been a catastrophe of epic proportion for the Argentines, because you simply expect teams like Argentina, Brazil, Uruguay to be in a World Cup final. They add to the charm of the event and the footballing history that these teams have. Not winning a World Cup is simply considered a failure. Even if you reach the finals or the semi-finals, the Brazilians, the Argentines, they demand the best out of the team. And here, just imagine what could have happened had Argentina not qualified. But talking about the team in 2018, they somehow reached Russia, but a neutral could definitely see Argentina were not prepared to do well in the competition, because the preparation for the event was just not there. Coaches were being changed, there was a lot of turmoil in the FA. Just before the World Cup, they brought in Jorge Sampaoli, who at the time had a decent record. He had done some good work with Sevilla, and he had handed Chile the Copa America. But going into the tournament, he didn't have the time to find out his best lineup. He couldn't find out the best tactics suitable for his side, and as we did see, the Argentine campaign in the 2018 World Cup was nothing short of a disaster. They got past the group stage with great difficulty, and then they were knocked out by France. But the problems in the side were clearly visible. They had Messi in the side, and yes, you want to be optimistic when you have such a special player. They had some decent attacking players as well, but as the saying goes, attacks win you matches, defenses win you competitions, and that is what happened to Argentina. They could not gel as a unit, and so often the opponents took advantage of that. But this is where the story of international glory begins for Argentina. Lionel Scaloni, the man about whom not many are talking about, was hired as an interim manager. He took the reins of a broken Argentina side, and within 3 years, he turned them into a proper functioning team. Brought in the likes of Lo Celso, Paredes, Rodrigo de Paul. He had a great tournament. The defense, along with Emi Martinez, they lined up in a resolute way, and you have to give credit to Scaloni for that. They came against Uruguay and Brazil, but they didn't leak goals, and that was the difference between this title-winning Argentina and the Argentina of the past decade. Had they not worked on the defense, it surely would have been another frustrating campaign, but fortunately for them, they were more united as a side. They wanted it more than any other team. Look at these images. They put in their blood, sweat and tear, and of course, what they wanted the most is Messi lifting an international trophy. You could see that each one of them wanted to do it for him, and you could understand why. There are many players in the side who have grown up seeing Messi, idolizing Messi, probably when they were 15-16-year-old. Growing up, they looked up to Messi and wanted to emulate the success that Messi had from a very early stage in his career. And you could see in the celebrations, they were chanting the name of Messi. They wanted to win the cup for Messi more than they wanted it to do it for themselves. And the way they have come together as a team to deliver is a job well done. And of course, Messi, he is our eternal rival. And as a Madridista, we have hated to see him scoring goals against us, but we cannot deny that he really deserved an international trophy. For all the failures that he has gone through, and for all the final hurdles he could not cross with Argentina, it would have been a bit unfair had he retired without an international trophy, and you could see in the celebration how much he really wanted to lift a trophy for his country. It probably was his last chance, his final opportunity, and now that the job is done, it is a great sigh of relief for Messi. But of course, we have to talk about the hero of the match. Leo Messi needed some help from Angel Di Maria, and we have seen Di Maria. He's a great talent, man of the match of the La Decima and the Copa final. He's a big game player, and we as Madridistas are proud to have connections with him. So thumbs up to him and Messi, and what an amazing coincidence that both GOATs lifted the international trophy on the 10th of July. So certainly as an observer, it looks like something which was written in the stars. So that winds up the international coverage. It was an entertaining summer, but now we must come back to club football. The players who were involved in the competitions would be taking a break, spending some time with their family, and soon enough they would join the rest of the group for the preseason. So we'll discuss all the Real Madrid stuff here, and hopefully in a few days' time we will get some transfer news as well. But in the meanwhile, do let me know your thoughts on the triumph of Italy and Argentina, and I'll see you soon. But till then, take care, glory to Madrid, and as always, Madrid!